Thank you. Time now for our fifth question. This question comes from Ching Ting Jung from the 21st Century Business Herald. Over to you.
Hi, thank you for this opportunity. My question is, the APEC has struggled to reach agreements in recent years. So what made you guys confident that this year's conference will be different? Thank you.
Dr. Rebecca, over to you on this one.
Yeah, here's the strength of APEC, the ability to bring disparate groups, officials from 21 economies from across the region, from least developed to developed, at the table, talking to each other. And that's important, to have that conversation, to keep that conversation going. That's important, to hear each other out, to listen to each other, and then find solutions. You must understand that we're not a geopolitical body, we're an economic body, and the focus is always on how can we work together to make it easier to do business. And very importantly, we have the business community sitting with us, having discussions with us and in consultation with us. And in this time of pandemic, we also have the people sitting around with us. We have the think tanks engaging us, the experts, the health experts. So it is that sort of mindset which allows us to further those conversations, to have deeper conversations, so that policymakers then make informed decisions. And that's important. Like I said, we're not binding, but that doesn't mean we cannot have deeper conversations on things that we need to do unilaterally, bilaterally, plurilaterally, for the greater good of the region.
Would you like to add to this?
Yeah, look, it is a fair question, and it is, I made the point earlier that we'd been operating in this very challenging context, given that in 2018 and 2019, we were not able to either reach a consensus, and then in 2019, we had to cancel the meeting. But I think what we should not forget is that Malaysia really did us all a favour. There are really no excuses, because we really got back to consensus thanks to Malaysia's very able chairing, incidentally, in a virtual context. So there is a precedent there for being able to drive consensus-based solutions. And the secret, we heard from my Malaysian counterpart last night, I should say early this morning, who talked about the intensity of his engagement with his counterparts, with all of us, to try to bring together a consensus. And then the goodwill amongst ministers and leaders to ensure that at this time of crisis, this important institution is really genuinely responsive and relevant. And part of that is consensus and practical, concrete outcomes that actually do make a difference across our region and are faithful to the vision that leaders agreed last year about a prosperous and resilient region.